It's 1:30, which is my normal time to wake up. I go to bed around 4 o'clock. So I've done my 2.5 hours of exercise in the kitchen. And I've done my AI review for the day. I've not done my Bible study yet, but I did the AI review, which I posted on Facebook, and got to post the rest of social media today. And yes, I hear people that are not here in this environment. So what I've learned is that because I have the ability to hear you, doesn't mean that I need medication. The fact that I can hear people that are here on earth, parts of their personality, or a part of themselves. My father, my brother, I've heard my mom once. I've heard my psychiatrist after an appointment. I heard her. I hear a young girl that's always been there. She's consistently stayed there. She mostly doesn't say a whole lot. A couple of words here and there. They talk mostly to each other and to other people that I'm hearing. So I'm not hearing, they're not doing a whole lot as far as talking to me, although my thought processes become part of what they're talking about. So they do have the ability to see what I'm thinking. If you want to know more about it and the history of how people in the world experienced these kinds of things, that is what the Bible is. It is a composition of experiences over the years as to what's happened, and kind of gives you a little bit of a historical lesson as to why doctors do what they do, as to why churches do what they do when that happens. There's been a lot of scary things that have happened in our world when people are hearing other people. There becomes a integration of people that you know, in a sense that they don't know that you're hearing them. They don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have any physical relationship with the voices that person's hearing, although that person is hearing them. At least that's what I think. I don't know that for sure. But I can tell you that the experience is really weird. At times it feels like they're harassing me. At times they get into it, they show a thought pattern that's like, yeah, that's the way that they communicate with each other. And when I'm doing certain things, you can tell that there's harm there, that they've planned into it. And it's kind of difficult, because I don't think that they know the consequences of their actions. And I don't think that they're connected to what they think they're doing, but I don't know that for sure. I try to explain that what they're doing has a automatic bad consequence for them, that will follow them wherever they go. It's not something that they can just walk away from. They seem to have this feeling like, I'm this way here, but I'm a different way there. So they seem to think that they're good when they're around me, and they're not good when they're not around me. So I don't know. I think they're trying to explain that what's been done in the world that looks like it's a benefit to us is actually to hurt us, which I pretty much assessed that position is true. Um, it to me it was kind of like Santa Claus is basically the letters of Satan just changed around a little bit to make it look like it's got an A at the end instead of an N at the end. That it's a beginning, a fresh start. That the things that they put in the toy stores, the things that they put in the movie theaters, the books that they put out, the games that they play, that all of these things were meant and designed to hurt you, and that we think that they're for our good and they're actually harming us. In the review of AI, I've been met with a lot of resistance. I had a lot of resistance to it. I didn't want to play with it. I didn't want to have to go through the process of determining what I was seeing, whether it was real or whether it was fake, because we have a certain World Health Organization to ourselves that says if there's a problem, we need to know about it. If there's something happening, we need to be aware of it so that we can make changes in our daily lives, changes in what we're doing and saying, that we take that information as truth, and that it makes it kind of disables World Health Organization in ourselves, because you don't know if it's true or not. So you discount it a lot, which is probably why you get a lot of discounts at the stores. But you discount the information as possibly not being relevant, that it's just somebody dreamed it up in their minds. I can tell you that even if it's not happened already, but this person is thinking about it and putting into motion, seeing it on a piece of paper, seeing it visually and spreading that visually, is that it is the same as if it has happened. It's the same as if any of those ideas are coming to fruition, because we've kind of got somebody that's tapped into World Health that has come up with that particular scenario. It's very similar to when you come up with a lie and you just reach into the pot and find something to pull out. And a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times you're pulling out a truth of something or someone, or a combination of information and facts that were already in your mind. So you have to be very careful about dismissing or discounting something. So that's basically what I've been doing. Today's AI review, the images that I came out with were fairly accurate. The software, when I first logged on, showed that there was an error, an unknown error. And I got onto the internet and saw that they had posted that everything looked fine on that end. That was just Chat GPT, or the AI version of what's on Siri. So I deleted the app and reloaded it. It worked, but it had like a hiccup this time when it was processing. It would kind of do a flash real quick, which made it look like it was gonna come up with a picture, but then it kind of did a second thought and produced the images. Yesterday, Verizon had an outage. It said 180,000 phones, but my mom was saying it was widespread all over the United States. It appears my husband has a Verizon phone. I have a Verizon phone. Mine was out. His was fine. My sister-in-law's phone was fine, but my brother's phone was out. So it's not cell phone towers per se. I wasn't sure if it was based on what we were doing, or had something to do with, something that we were, I don't know if it had to do with AI, if it had to do with our whether we were for Trump, against Trump, whether we were in a, I'm not sure what the variables were as to how they chose the cell phones that were going to go on to SOS mode. My first thought when it went on to SOS mode was, what happened to the internet? The second one was, are they calling for help? Is this a call to action from somebody? And that they were calling as an SOS instead of just saying that we were on SOS service. So I don't know if that was just my thinking of it, but I've been advising the president on Truth Social. Not that he probably looks at it at all, but been putting my recommendations, putting my assessment from my personal experiences of what's going on in Virginia where I live, and making sure that he's getting that information about what I'm seeing and what's happening on the ground here and how it relates to what he's doing and what the people on social media are voicing in responses to some of the clips and some of the different news media things and that kind of thing. And just trying to do the circle, the loop of getting information up and getting accurate information and accurate and timely interventions as a result of that, getting that information up to the top. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. It's grandmother homework. I've been around 57 years. I've got a little bit of experience, as far as kind of what the world is doing and has been doing and which direction it's going and kind of how that plays out. So been just trying to be as productive as a grandmother can be by sharing wisdom and sharing the assessment information that I've gathered over the 57 years and kind of what I thought about it. My life, if I wish that I had done grandmother homework in high school at like 12, 13, 14 years old, so I would know what direction to go in, but I just didn't have enough information about how it worked, about what the world is and does. And my confidence level was so high as a teenager. I just had no idea when I got out of my house how difficult it would be. And so, yeah, I don't think I was even in a position at that point to know what was best for me. So it kind of tells a tale that your grandparents and your parents should be involved in that process of assessing where the world is, talking to you about where it's come from the time that they can remember and what direction they see it going in and what direction they think is going to be the best way, the best case scenario for you. And having that, not just a family meeting about, did you do your chores today, but to actually have sit down meetings individually with your children about how are they going to make sure that by the time they're ready to have sex, that they're ready to support a family. And I think that's a situation that's difficult to talk about, but so important to talk about, so that they realize and they connect the dots that once they start having sex, they need to be prepared with a house, a job, a way of supporting the baby, whether or not they want to live with the parents, whether they want to have a studio section of the house, whether that you have a plan that hey, this happens, it happens normally, it's natural. What's your plan? And put that plan on paper, put that plan in your minds. Let your teachers know about the plan, let your parents and your grandparents know about the plan, and that you have a a way of handling the handlebars instead of feeling like you're riding on the back of some bicycle that somebody else is riding, and somebody else is just kind of dragging you in that position, that you should be the one at the steering wheel. So that's kind of what's going on today. So yeah, that's kind of all I had for today.